If you think your neighbors are noisy, you clearly haven't met Paul Kagame of Rwanda and Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC.
I know leaders when I see them. I also know idiots when I see them.
These two have turned diplomacy into a war of words, escalating into a confrontational that threatens to drag their nations into chaos. It is like watching a never-ending heavyweight bout for the coveted Hater of the Year's award. But why do these leaders despise each other so much?
Mr. President, Paul Kagame of Rwanda has continuously denied the allegations that Rwanda and his government are supporting the M23. And yet here you are saying that you do know for sure that they do support the M23 movement in the east of the country.
Bon, je ne sais pas où est-ce qu'il dit non, mais quand nous sommes dans les discussions face à face.
I don't know why he denies this, because when we're in a face-to-face conversation, he does not deny it. We have evidence of soldiers who were taken as prisoners, wearing uniforms stamped with the 3 letters RDF, Rwandan Defense Forces.
Their beef runs deeper than mere personality clashes. It is a tangled web of power struggles, resources grabs, historical grudges, and an unrelenting quest for regional dominance. Let's rewind to where it all began, the blood-soaked pages of African history during the 1994 Rwandan genocide.
I know that today, if I don't kick the bucket for the disease, I can kick the bucket for hunger. Because till now, nothing has done to save all these people.
During the genocide, Rwanda's Hutu majority turned on the Tutsi minority in a brutal campaign that claimed around 800,000 lives. Paul Kagame, a Tutsi, played a pivotal role in ending the atrocities, earning him a place at Rwanda's helm.
President Paul Kagame welcomed the troops, but warned that Rwanda is still demanding the disarming of Interahamwe rebels.
But with victory came an exodus. Millions of Hutus, including genocidaires, fled to eastern Zaire, now DRC, creating a toxic cocktail of guilt, fear, and revenge. Among them, the infamous Interahamwe and the Rwandan Armed Forces FAR planted the seeds of the Democratic Forces of the Liberation of Rwanda, FDLR, a Hutu militia hell-bent on overthrowing Kagame's Tutsi-led government.
The military people in the camps, as well as the former government people in the camps, are telling people that anybody that has returned has been killed, and that if you return, you will be killed.
Fast forward to 2000, the Hutu militia morphed into the Democratic Forces of the Liberation of Rwanda, FDLR. This group has since waged war against Kagame's government, dreaming of a triumphant return to Rwanda. Accused of heinous crimes, massacres, rapes, and child soldier recruitment, the FDLR has kept Rwanda on edge, prompting Kagame to justify military interventions in DRC as a preemptive move against Hutu extremists.
The rebels were responsible for Rwanda's genocide in 1994. The Rwandan soldiers were sent to the Democratic Republic of Congo in 1998 to support rebels opposed to former President Laurent Kabila and to ensure Rwanda's security.
Kagame, ever the tactician, dispatched Rwandan troops to DRC under the guise of neutralizing threats. But spoiler alert, it wasn't just about security. Once Rwanda's military set foot in DRC, the allure of its mineral-rich soil proved irresistible. Rwanda's military went straight to eastern Congo, a treasure trove of minerals from tantalum to gold, fueling Kigali's economic ambitions and other minerals that make your smartphone smarter and electric cars run longer. Kagame's forces didn't just fight the FDLR, they helped themselves to DRC's natural wealth. Rwanda's shadowy relationship with rebel groups like the M23, a Tutsi-led militia, added another layer to this high-stakes game.
Do these people even need weapons? they've been deserting with weapons. They are coming from government forces and moving with weapons. I don't have to give anybody weapons. It doesn't make sense. Secondly, this so-called rebellion, in fact, stands for nothing for us. If somebody just tried to think reasonably, what would Rwanda be looking for in this mess?
Officially, Kagame denies everything. Unofficially, reports accuse him of funding the M23 Rebels, conveniently composed of his Tutsi kin, to secure control over mining hotspots. And let's not sugarcoat it, the M23 Rebels aren't exactly model citizens. Accusations of mass killings, sexual violence, and child soldier recruitment tarnish their resume. Meanwhile, on January 24, 2019, Felix Tshisekedi stormed Congo, becoming the 5th president of DRC Congo. And to be honest, Tshisekedi isn't one to play nice with Rwanda. Unlike his predecessor Joseph Kabila, often criticized for turning a blind eye to Rwandan meddling, Tshisekedi has taken a hardline stance.
Leaving no one behind, acting together for the advancement
This newfound assertiveness has angered Kagame so badly, whose grip on Eastern Congo's lucrative resources is now under threat. In his recent public address, hinting at a man who is bitter with Felix, he not only called Felix a fool, but also mocked his legitimacy as the president of DRC.
I know leaders when I see them. I also know idiots when I see them. You can imagine the combination of both of them, the disaster it is. If you are a leader and an idiot, it's a disaster, absolute disaster. The person who is causing problems in this situation I'm talking about between Rwanda and DRC has never, twice, been elected. And you know it. You know it. But this is why I was saying it doesn't matter evidence, it doesn't matter facts, it doesn't matter the claim. It's just what you think applies to you for that moment, for your benefit. The rest doesn't matter. This man Tshisekedi was never elected first. He didn't at all. And you know it. So I'm not telling anyone, only that you don't talk about it publicly, I'm talking about it publicly. That's the only difference. You know it. The second time, nothing happened, and you know it. So, what values are you telling us that you beat up some people for, and then others you are...
Kagame is also accusing Felix of funding the FDLR, a Hutu militia with roots in the Rwandan genocide, which is predominantly made of the Hutus, Kagame's greatest enemies.
The very people who murdered people here in Rwanda, those who carried out the genocide, still exist, are still armed, are still practicing their ideology of genocide in our neighborhood in Eastern Congo, supported by government, supported by leaders in that place. On the watch of this international community that talks about values, that talks about interests, that deployed this UN force into Congo to actually eradicate, among others, that problem that originated from here, be it the genociders, or the ideology itself.
At the center of this drama, this isn't just about Kagame and Tshisekedi exchanging blows. It is about control over East Congo, a region vital to global industries, from smartphones to electric vehicles. Kagame's government has been accused of smuggling minerals, bypassing DRC's sovereignty to pad Rwanda's coffers.
Saying we steal their colta, we steal their gold, and then I asked them one question. There was many readers. I said, there's something I know. Some people come from Congo, whether they smuggle or go through the right channels, they bring minerals and but most of it goes through here, does not stay here.
Tshisekedi in turn has sought to reclaim control by cracking down on illegal mining and renegotiating contracts with foreign companies. But how do you assert authority in a region crawling with armed groups allegedly funded by your meddling neighbor? Kagame's backing of the M23 Rebels undermines Tshisekedi's effort to stabilize the area, while Tshisekedi's confrontational stance threatens Kigali's grip on its lucrative pipeline of resources.
Mr. President, Paul Kagame of Rwanda has continuously denied the allegations that Rwanda and his government are supporting the M23. And yet here you are saying that you do know for sure that they do support the M23 movement in the east of the country.
Bon, je ne sais pas où est-ce qu'il dit non, mais quand nous sommes dans les discussions face à face.
I don't know why he denies this, because when we're in a face-to-face conversation, he does not deny it. We have evidence of soldiers who were taken as prisoners, wearing uniforms stamped with the 3 letters RDF, Rwandan Defense Forces.
This beef hasn't gone unnoticed. The United Nations, United States, and European Union have all pointed fingers at Rwanda for destabilizing Eastern Congo.
Rwanda must end its support to M23. It must also withdraw Rwandan forces from Congolese territory and immediately remove any and all of its surface-to-air missile systems, which credible reporting indicates have been responsible for intentionally firing on the aerial assets of MONUSCO.
We will not accept this problem to be externalized into Rwanda by force once again. It should be well noted that any solution that doesn't cater for the root causes of the conflict in Eastern DRC will not last. The recent escalation of the conflict in Eastern DRC comes in the context of this public declaration by the presidents of DRC and Burundi to support regime change in Rwanda and heightened ethnic tension in the region.
Once hailed as a visionary reformer, Kagame now finds his reputation tarnished by allegations of fueling conflicts. Tshisekedi, meanwhile, has taken the opportunity to cast himself as the victim, a leader fighting for sovereignty against a cunning neighbor. The stakes are high. For Kagame, losing influence in DRC would mean a weakened regional foothold and an economic blow. For Tshisekedi, regaining control of Eastern Congo is critical to his political survival ahead of elections this year. As a result, a high-stakes chess match that's as dangerous as it is dramatic. Now, who will prevail in this beef? Only time will tell. But for now, the Kagame-Tshisekedi saga reads like a thriller, full of ambition, betrayal, and a treasure chest of minerals at its heart.